pair of tailor's shears and no explanation as to why, it might be a red flag.
And
Honey, what are you doing with those scissors, and why are you staring at my penis?
I missed the lamp.
Oh, look, I was sleeping. I was sleepwalking with shears. I figured I'd do some gardening, and there was a weed sticking up.
There's like paper dollies everywhere, all around the bedroom.
Some of them look like you, the one with the heads chopped off. Anyway.
No.
If they are cutting your face out of photos and you're still living together.
You pasted a photo of yourself
In their place, like you're dating yourself.
Yeah, I think it looks better. Anyway.
Oh, I got one. If you're in a triad and they cut out your metamor's picture and put theirs on top of that one. So in other words, you're with both of themselves.
If they're always making you funny tasting soup, but never let them with you when they make it.
I think that goes a little more than a red flag.
It might be a red flag.
I think it's attempted murder.
If they always want you to go to some remote and or extremely high location, and they are muttering to themselves and shaking their heads on the entire trip back,
And they make sure they pack the shovel.
it might be a red flag.
And Visqueen.
Type it, or they keep yelling, red rum, red rum, red rum.
If you go to meet their family and they are all greased marker drawings on a cement wall, that might be a red flag.
Can we just move on from that? That is slightly terrifying.
What the fuck? Where did you?
These
Nope.
aren't life experiences.
Some
These are
things-
I thought we were keeping it real. That's just fucked up.
I don't. Maybe some of our listeners have experienced. I don't know.
That's
Crow,
terrifying.
where did?
Ooh,
Look, we depended on you to make this list.
I did.
off
Okay.
of personal
All right.
experiences.
No, you didn't say that.
Okay.
If their offer to blindfold you to spice things up turns into covering your entire face while they scream the name of your neighbor, it might be a red flag.
I'm slightly terrified of Crow now.
Oh my God, what have we done?
Now, wait. Hold on.
If they come up with a list that dictates all different kinds of way of murdering someone, that might be.
Now,
I am just realizing.
I have to say something here.
Mm-hmm.
You trust your friend
Oh, yeah.
whenever they're like, get in a car, here's your blindfold.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did that to Zan one time,
Yeah,
and I
and it
instructed
wasn't-
him to not wear underwear,
Right.
and he followed directions.
But the
is
thing
trust.
it was not Jay doing this. It was our friend. Our
Oh
good
no,
friend.
I was totally fucking with Zan
Yeah, and
for
basically,
some surprise birthday plans that we had.
I was told that Ant's going to pick you up, get in the car, and do what he says.
Yep.
All right.
And make sure you're not wearing underwear. And I'm
Wow.
like, what the fuck is going on? But you know what? I complied.
And
I got in a car. Ant said, put on this blindfold. And I got in a car. And we started driving. 3 hours later, we reached our destination.
Yep,
And it was an awesome weekend. It was a party.
he thought we had like super awesome BDSM plans.
We didn't. What it was is we had 14 friends in 2 cabins,
Yeah,
and we had an amazing time
it was awesome.
out on the lake, relaxing, having a good time.
Is that when you ran out of Jaeger?
No, that was a different
weekend.
time.
Different time. Okay.
Oh God, that was a horrible.
I don't
place.
remember.
Yeah, no.
If you see them rocking back and forth and hear them whispering your social security number over and over again over their morning coffee, it might be a red flag.
If they keep asking you about your life insurance policy.
Ooh. Or if they have no close friends of their own.
Oh.
Or
That might be a red flag.
like your metamor is in another country. Like say that, oh yeah, my husband lives in
Canada.
I don't know. Canada.
It's always Canada.
It's always Canada. Why is it always Canada?
All right, going back to the close friends. Like
Right.
Yeah.
your significant other should be able to keep close, intimate relationships with other people.
Mm-hmm.
If they can't, and they are basically these people who don't have any close friends are going to be the people who say you complete me, and going to be the people who are like, I can't live without you. Those are also statements that are red flags.
Just to expound on that, it's one of those things where you've got to answer to yourself, there's a reason. There's a reason for this.
There's a reason they don't have friends.
If they don't have friends, there's a reason.
Yeah.
If they are, and that's the thing that I encountered somebody who they were trying to live their best life. They were trying to live by their religious faith, and they didn't believe in sex before marriage. So they wanted for themselves a virgin. Now this person was in their late 20s.
Well, hold on a second. How the hell do you find a virgin?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. If you come across somebody who's a virgin in their late 20s, there's a reason.
No, hold on. Now, that doesn't mean that all virgins in the late 20s is a bad thing. I mean, you have
just
your
means
reasons.
there's a reason. It could be strict religious adherence.
And that's
Or
cool.
it could be because you're ace, and
Absolutely.
that is absolutely, we love our aces.
But you have to understand that there's a reason. So if this doesn't fit you, don't cram them into your box.
Right.
You can't change somebody like that. If they get to this point and they are a particular thing, friendless, homeless, whatever, understand that there's reasons behind it. And those reasons can reflect your values, or they can completely oppose your values.
Right.
And be honest with yourself with the information you get.
Ask more questions.
That's the key to all
Communicate.
Yes, take a sip.
Take a sip.
Now, I have to say something about the whole not having friends thing.
Yeah.
I had a friend that I made through a party, and it was just it was a game night. Mm-hmm. And when I say game night, I mean it was literally a game night. That's all it was. We were playing different games. I met somebody there, and she was just a friend and everything like that. But she said that, I don't have too many friends and blah, blah, blah. Well, I found out why she didn't have too many friends. Because as a friend, I asked a simple question. Hey, are you doing all right? Because communication dropped off like that.
Yeah.
Okay. And I asked her, hey, what's like, it went from communicating every day to
nothing,
not responding to me for days.
Well, ghosting you.
Completely ghosted me. And then she's like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. I'm like, did I do something wrong? And then she fucking went off on me.
Wow.
About asking.
Do you constantly pressure people who tell you they don't want to talk? It was.
And I was like,
it was
what
ridiculous.
the fuck? Fine. You know what? I understand why you don't have friends now. I get it. I get it.
Anyway.
Okay. If they meet your children for the first time, scream and run up the stairs.
But
it might be a red flag.
If they run up the stairs, they deserve what they get.
If they only hit you when they're just so angry, it might be a red flag. Actually, that's a get the fuck out moment.
That's not a red flag. That's just
like,
get your shit and leave.
Like, look, I have somewhere else to be.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Just
leave.
Just go.
If you're coming home stressed from work and they try to top your venting by talking about a frustrating video game, it might be a red flag. Now we have nothing against video game playing.
Oh God, no! Because I'm an avid gamer.
We love our video games, but it's just one of those things where if they are comparing your frustrating day to the fact that they couldn't get to level 4, we're having a problem.
Well, it's not just that. It's a matter of them completely cutting you off in the middle of you trying to explain something significant that happened to you that day and superseding it with a video game.
Yep, it's like, why am I even talking now?
Completely cut you off and take over the conversation and go on and 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 on about why you should feel sorry for them.
I think Jay has a little bit of experience with this.
Yeah.
I think we all do, actually.
That's the thing.
That's the thing.
And that's with anything. With anything in life. If they completely cut you off all the time and their conversation is all about them, they only ask you how you're doing or how your day was to get you started so that they can continue and cut you off and tell you all about their day and all the things they're thinking and all the whatever. Yeah. And then they don't even get back around to you ever.
That's an actually very common childish approach to conversation. You can hear it all the time when people come to you with a very weird question. They'll say, what do you think about this thing, whatever it is? What do you think about...
And they're baiting you.
Yeah, the Apollo moon landing. And you're like, well, I haven't thought about it, but I guess if you like, well, what I think is...
Right, that's baiting.
They just wanted you to say the thing so that they could say their thing.
They're masturbators.
Mm-hmm. And that's what you do in a situation like that. If somebody is a habitual... a bait talker.
Masturbator.
Yeah. If somebody is a bait talker like that, literally you handle that situation the way you handle any other situation. When you walk into a room and find somebody masturbating, you just quietly close the door and leave them to it.
And that's kind of what we do mentally. We just kind of mentally check out. Mm-hmm. Because obviously, it leaves you feeling like they don't really care. And honestly, they don't. People who habitually do those kinds of things, they don't. That is very typical narcissistic behavior.
Yes.
It's all about them all the time. Even when they are showing or exhibiting signs that they may actually care, it's really for some sort of beneficial gain to their benefit. That's it.
And that's a hazard, I think, if we could call it that, of the polyamorous lifestyle in general, is it does attract narcissists.
Oh, yeah.
Because, wow, I have the chance to date whoever I want,
right?
And I don't even have to hide it. The narcissist will just latch right into it, and they'll come across so amazingly charming and so amazingly plausible in whatever front that they're putting on. It's so hard to spot the red flags, and which is why we're in these red flags. We're kind of going, in my list, we're kind of went over the top. But there's so many things that have that grain of truth in them.
Now, there's a difference here, okay? Because I got to admit that I am slightly crushing on somebody. And what the adult polyamorous does, this applies just for our polycule. This doesn't apply for every polycule. And it goes along with what agreements that you have. Mm-hmm. And what I did was I brought it up to Crow and Jay. And I was like, hey, I have these feelings. Let me talk about these feelings about this person. And we talked about it. And things are not, I know we're not in a place to open our polycule. We're just not there. Not because we just went through a lot of shit. And we're all feeling some kind of way about it. So I came to them. I said, hey, I'm feeling this kind of way. It's, what's that word?
Communication. Take a sip.
Communication.
And so, but they're aware of what's going on. Mm. And that's the thing. You gotta communicate about it.
Oh, yeah.
That's the adult thing to do about it.
Yes, it is.
Right.
Well, hey, maybe in our next episode we can talk about green flags.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we should do that.
I like that. I like that idea.
There's so many red flags that we could talk about. If they're close to their family, if they constantly...
Talk about that. What do you mean if they're close to their family? Because that sounds good on the surface, but
right.
What did you mean in the context of a red flag?
Well, because if they have no one in their family that they actually want you to meet or have a relationship with or be a part of. Oh. Also, if they express jealousy or obstacles for you maintaining your friendships with your friends, that is controlling behavior.
In other words, if they're trying to distance your friends and your family from them, like that, I really don't like that relationship you have between you and your mom, your dad, or your other friends. Really, I don't like them that much. You really should, I
don't want to have them over anymore.
Right. Can we not do that anymore?
Can we not go to that holiday party you always go to with your family? Can we just not go?
Yeah.
I'm just not going to go. Yeah. I'm opting out.
Oh, but we want to go to my family's party.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
If they're intentionally trying to distance you from your friends or your family, there's a problem.
Yeah.
Here's a red flag that if you're in conversation with them, you just went to your family's house, and you met a bunch of family or friends or whatever else, and then on the way home, your partner expresses that so-and-so said a very hurtful thing. Keep it in the back of your mind. Just keep it there. You can work it out right then, but if you hear this again and again, and you're never in the room when it happens, it's lying. They are lying to you.
Yeah.
It's a lie meant to lie. It's a deceit meant to trick. Stop falling for it.
Distance and everything else. It's a tactic that narcissists use to distance you and isolate you.
Yeah. Do not get isolated. So we talked about this during our episode with the kids about how, like, riding with different parents in the polycule, you get different